Hello everyone, Rich here, back for another Minecraft ship preview video thing, and this is my version of the MTS Oceanos. Now the Oceanos is a ship probably most well known for, well, sinking basically, off the coast of, I think it was South Africa. She took on a list during a storm, I think, and went down by the bow, and also notorious as well for the captain and all the crew abandoning all the passengers, so a music team had to coordinate the evacuation. So that's the story of the Oceanos, a brief story anyway. So we're going to look around the ship anyway. This is of course my version that I put together. I spent I don't know how long on this thing. I started it a few months ago and kind of just lost track and left it as it was. So I've completely redesigned what I had and gone back to what we have. And this is what I've come up with. It's not perfect in any ways, I will admit. I mean, there are areas which could do with a bit more tidying up, but it's not too bad overall. I mean, we've got a bit more of a sculpt with this one in terms of hull. I'm gonna say it's not perfect, but with the resources I have, I've done a reasonable job. And considering the ship is it's a well documented story of the ship sinking, but there's very few images of the ship afloat. I mean, there are a few, but not many covering all the details of the ship. So a lot of these things are taken from vague, or not vague, but not very high resolution images, and sort of had to interpret that. So there's a lot of detail missing, which I'll admit. But what I have come up with, I think, does the job alright. I mean, the Oceanos is a weird looking ship anyway, and this is a pretty weird looking ship that I've designed. And yeah, it's not perfect by any means, but like I say, it's what I could come up with the resources that I have. And it's been requested many times to do a tutorial for this thing. So once again, if you want a tutorial, just let me know. There probably will be one, because as it has been requested many times. The funnel will probably be redesigned before the tutorial is done, because you can see it is a bit short, so I'll probably fatten it up a bit more. And probably add a bit more detail as well. So like I say, I've just sort of got to this point with the build. It is, I'd say, 95% done, but there's just things to tweak and just get things all sorted, and everything should be fine. That's the theory anyway. And once again, it is a lot bigger than 1:1 scale. It's about 70 to 75% bigger than 1:1 scale. I usually upsize my ships just to get a bit more detail in, and also it helps for people when they want to build the interiors, because I don't do interiors, but there are individuals who do, and if you build an interior at 1:1 scale, it just doesn't work. So I've upped the scale. That's the whole reason for it, and yeah, it's just a case of being able to fit everything inside it. And so there we go. That is the story of this build. Like I say, it's been taking a couple of months. I mean, if you were watching my Empress of Britain tutorial, you would have seen the skeleton of this thing in the background, and it's kind of just abandoned. So since then, I've been working on this thing on and off. So, like I say, I finally got around to this point to do this video, and yeah, this is what I've come up with. But there are, like I say, it's not perfect in in all respects. There are areas which are fine. There are a lot of areas which are inaccurate, and I will go over the next week or so just to tidy it up. But I just thought I'd get this preview video out of the way, just to give people a little heads up of what's coming up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll quick look around the stern of the ship and then fly back round to the front, and I think we can end it there. So it's a very small ship in comparison to what we've been building recently. I mean, we've got the Empress of Britain over there, and we've got the Campania there and there. And as I say, it's a much smaller ship. It's not as small as the Californian, but you know, it's along those lines. And so I think we'll probably try and get Carpathia out of the way next as well. I have got the skeleton of that sorted. It's just a case of bulking it out now, so that's on the way as well. So yeah, not really much else more to say. But other than that, this is the MTS Oceanos. A ship I think had many names over its lifetime as well, but I'll just go with the one everyone knows, and we'll just go with that one. So there we go, that's the MTS Oceanos, and I'll leave that with you. So this is Rich signing off, logging off, disappearing, and I shall return with another video soon. So yeah, bye for now.